Chasing Purpose was designed to empower, uplift, and enlighten you on your journey in chasing your purpose.
Don't waste your time with thoughts of giving up.
Chasing Purpose.
Not too late for us to try. We can overcome.
Chasing Purpose. Candid conversations, nurturing faith, pursuing aspirations, setting intentions.
Together we rise, divided we fall. Let Jah lead the way.
Chasing Purpose.
Cause God always a listen.
Chasing Purpose.
One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again.
Chasing Purpose. Mondays, 7 p.m. on Arijam Radio, Arijam 360, or arijamradio.com. Hosted by Cynthia Shea.
Mad something. Hey, follow me now, I see you now. Hey, upset her. See how upset her. Score outside there. On and on and on and on. I'm a winner. You know the dance. I'm a winner. Hey, watch you now. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now, you be. Say we're winning right now. Me forget a trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Hey, watch on up. Hey, I'm a walking W. Learn from the L's. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see we with the pan on next level. Break records like we cracking eggshells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress cause we have to excel. I watch them looking like success we dress well. Boom. Another knockout for the ring the next bell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well. Cause I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it, but that's the whole gist of it. I hate in all the beauty when winning now we have it. Cause I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you be. Say we're winning right now. Me forget a trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I said we're winning right now. So every day you see me, we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Bolt if I tracks and then I films if I swimming. You know that there's no giving in no matter the circumstances we're living in. You hear me? I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Welcome to Chasing Purpose, heard every Monday at 7 p.m. right here at our home at Arijam Radio, on our app at Arijam 360, as well as arijamradio.com. We love to hear your views and reviews. Please share them with us at 888-546-8742. That's 888-546-8742. You can also email us at chasingpurpose on arijam@gmail.com. Stay connected with us via our social media platforms on Facebook, Chasing Purpose, and be sure to join our Facebook group entitled Purpose Soars. Follow us over on Instagram at chasingpurpose_on purpose. Be sure to follow, like, and share. Grab a pen, grab your journals, grab a glass of water as we dive into more candid conversations. We continue to explore the 4 pillars of chasing purpose. This month, our focus is on our third pillar, pursuing aspiration. Pursue is defined as follow or chase. Aspiration is defined as hope or ambition of achieving something. Our topic tonight under pursuing aspiration is success. What does success look like to you? Do you have a success game plan? For me, success is peace of mind. Waking up every day and choosing to be happy, choosing joy, choosing to walk in my purpose in spite of the adversity or obstacles that I may face. Trusting the process and believing this is right where God wants me to be. This, for me, is success. Welcome to Chasing Purpose, where we have candid conversations about nurturing faith, setting intentions, pursuing aspirations, all while living boldly. I am your host, Cinta Shea, and I am so happy to be with you this Monday evening. How are you? Were you able to listen to last week's show? I would like to say a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Clarke for sharing her insight on the self-care plan and steps to ensuring we take care of our mental wellness. Success for me is no longer about how much is in my bank account. Success for me isn't what is hanging in my closet or what shoes I have on or what bags I carry. Now, I like nice things. Don't get it twisted. Me love nice things. However, success for me is not about material things, which contradicts what we were taught to believe growing up. See, I believe we have to retrain our way of thinking, our outlook, our mindset. Success for me is having a strong foundation, having a strong sense of faith. Success is knowing who I am, and not just who I am, but whose I am. Success for me is being at peace with where I am on my journey. Success for me is loving myself and allowing myself to be loved by the right people. Success for me is actually helping, giving a helping hand, being a part of the very change I want to see for me, for my children, for my nieces and nephews, and for the generations to come. Success for me is leaving a powerful, positive impact. Grab your journals, grab a pen, and let's get right into it. Tonight, we continue our candid conversation with Kamala McWinney, a clinician, entrepreneur, and consultant. She currently serves as the United Nations Stress Counselor serving UN staff based in Jamaica. She is also the CEO of White Lotus Blooms Wellness Services, where she offers psychological and coaching services to individuals and corporate entities, specializing in well-being and psychological safety. Kamala, welcome to Chasing Purpose.
Thank you so much, Spin. It's awesome to be here.
Can I say you are absolutely glowing?
Thank you.
I love your light.
Thank you so much.
Kamala, how are you?
I'm grateful.
It's March.
And I'm mostly good.
Yeah, mostly. Why just mostly good?
Only from the standpoint that everything could be a little toops better. And
Okay.
we're always aspiring to get there.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're always already dropping gems, y'all.
Listen.
Aspiring to be better. Can you define what psychological safety is?
So psychological safety is creating that kind of a gel within teams, especially corporate teams, where people feel included. So you're seen, you feel heard, you feel like you are a part and you belong, but also feeling the freedom to be able to contribute without punishment or retaliation. You can speak up and you can challenge the status quo as well without fear of retribution. Absolutely. So when people have several levels of psychological safety, the idea is that they can perform better. So you have higher performing teams, better chemistry, better outputs overall.
Okay. Our topic last week was burnout and the journey of mental wellness. Talk to us about your journey of mental wellness.
Listen, so as a psychologist, I was drawn to the profession for several reasons. I think in another space, I shared that I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician. And then in sixth form, I was like, this is not working. This is not it. So I decided to pursue another passion I had for psychology. And then right about the time when I was to start undergrad, I realized that I was clinically depressed. I was burnt out from school because I was trying to do something that wasn't really
Wasn't your calling.
the path I was supposed to be on. So I get it fully. So of course, going through depression and going through my own journey of, I call it a renaissance, where doctor, pediatrician, that's not it anymore. I literally felt this huge fit with psychology. And so I mean, I try to live, even though in a pandemic, try to live in a way that honors wellness.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fall down,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
forget to self-care and to pour into yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm always trying to stay, you know, on the journey at least.
Yeah. You know, you talk about pouring into yourself and nurturing, which is super important, as we discussed last week about self-care plan. How important is self-care to you?
Listen, self-care is everything.
Yeah.
I tell a lot of the corporate people that I serve that self-care should be our first jobs.
Yeah.
And that's counter to everything that we have been taught.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to, you know, stick to the job description. But if self-care isn't our first job, we're already at risk of popping down and burning out.
Yeah, yeah. As a cancer survivor, how important is protecting your space and mentally, physically, and emotionally?
So you're talking about boundaries pretty much. And yesterday I had a conversation with a sister of mine who's going through the breast cancer journey right now. She's 1 month out of chemo. And we were talking about the importance of that. It's hard, Sin, but it's it's crucial. We can't do anything well without having boundaries. So for me, I shared with her that going through breast cancer, one of my major takeaways is that this is my life, like my own. It's not ours. This is my representation of what I believe God wants me to do. And so I have a job to defend that at all times. What does that look like? That looks like being able to say no and not feel the need to give one whole thesis of why not yes. And I remember saying to her, because she was telling me that her mom, for example, is stressed out about the fact that she lost, she decided to remove one of her breasts and not reconstruct it. And her mother is like, but this not nice, this not pretty, this not look good. And she's not saying that outrightly, but she's like, she has all these, you know, especially around her going into public and not wearing like her prosthesis under her clothing. So I said to her, but this is your body and it's your journey. So you have to continue defending your right to live the life that you could have lost. And so it's so important to remember that even the people that we love sometimes will want to push our boundaries back more than is good for us, and we have to be able to say no, even if people are not okay with it. That's hard, but it's necessary to live, in my mind, you know, the best quality kind of life.
I mean, another gem, okay? We're only, 2-3 questions in? I hope you guys are writing down in your journals. How has faith shaped your journey?
Tremendously, in one word. So for me, faith is like the bedrock of how I choose to live. And especially going through a life-changing experience with breast cancer, even more so. I reached a point in the journey where I was like, listen, I had to confront my mortality, and that was scary and kind of morbid. Some people think it's morbid to talk about death and dying, but in the context of...
faced with it.
Exactly, like I had to look at it, especially before I knew the prognosis. I had to face the fact that I don't know how much longer I would be here. So that was faith, believing that purpose is where it's at, that I am here for a reason. Whether the reason is 15 years longer or 55 or 95, whatever, it was important for me to step into faith that an intelligent creator brought me here to do some stuff. Yeah.
Wow. You were diagnosed at a young age. Fairly young age.
Yeah.
You were young.
I was 30.
You were young. What goes through your mind at that age?
Mercy, wagwan yourself.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, how?
Yeah.
Like, what? How? No heavy risk factors. So it was literally shocking. And then, of course, the question of why. So what me do? What? Because, you know, we always tend to feel like there's always like cause and effect. But it just happened. You know, and 7 years going on 8 years out of it now, it's still shocking sometimes when I talk about, I'm like, you're talking about, what? That happened for real? But most importantly, the lessons, distilling the lessons and remembering them, because, you know, especially outside of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they kind of go back to living normally, which is not the best way to live. So I have to remind myself to be intentional.
Yes, and that is something that we discuss a lot here on Chasing Purpose, is being intentional and setting the intentions.
Absolutely.
Are you chasing your purpose, or have you found your purpose?
That's a good question. I wasn't ready for that. I would say I have found it, and I'm on the journey of deepening how I manifest it and how I carry it out is what I would say. But I feel like I have a pretty good idea of why I'm here.
Great. You lecture about how to do life in love. Talk to me about how you do life in love.
Intentionally. That's the answer in one word.
Okay.
I feel like we're too precious and too valuable to just go on. So I feel like we need a clear, something that anchors us.
Yes.
And for me, that's purpose.
Exactly.
And for other persons who are watching who may not be sure how to tap into, maybe you guys have talked about this on previous episodes, but I feel like we get so many clues along the way.
Yes, we do.
So many purpose clues. Like for me, for example, since I was in high school, people have always said, probably not said it, but they've always come to me and poured out everything. So already I think they were picking up that I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
And I never knew that was a thing. Like, you're good at listening? That's boring. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
But I felt like those were some of the clues. So a lot of women would come to me with their stuff. And I felt like there was such a connection, even more than when men would come to me. So I felt already early out that there was something that I was made to do about supporting women in a very authentic way. Yeah. And then when I switched now academically to start pursuing psychology, I was like, boom.
Yeah.
Perfect combination. I can use these skills as part of my skill set to help in this particular way. Yeah.
And I think that it's important that, as Kamala mentioned, that the cues are dropped. Now that I am walking in my purpose, I can think back to, oh, okay, so that is why that happened, and that's why this, and this is why. So the cues are there, guys. If you are trying to figure out what your purpose is, I promise you, God has already gifted you with it, and it's like little seedlings that were dropped along your life's journey. And it's now just for you to identify them, pick them up, plant them, and begin to nurture them. Do you ever feel overwhelmed, darling, that your dreams can become reality?
Absolutely, all the time. And I feel like this is where community comes in. This is where tribe comes in. Because I've heard somebody say recently that when you can't find the strength or the self-belief, you have to borrow somebody's own. When you can't see yourself in a light, in the way of, I can do this. I could be a host or I could be a whatever. Sometimes you have to borrow people, or sisterins or brethren or family or loved ones' belief that, girl, you have it like that. Exactly. And, just referencing something that we mentioned earlier about purpose, I want to remind all of us that sometimes the purpose clues are not pleasant. So sometimes the reason why some things happen to us is because we're supposed to be a part of this solution. So I mean, in the love space, I had an experience that was like, I dead me dead now, like this.
Wow.
And that experience has taught me so much as I look back, and I'm able to use my journey with breast cancer, which was horrendous, journey with clinical depression. All of it is like gold now.
Yeah. Yes.
Being able to connect with people and to understand, feel where you're sitting and be able to really be of some help in those areas.
There's a light about you.
Thank you.
There is a light about you. We have to jump to a quick break. I'm not wanting to because Kamala is oozing inspiration. When we return from the break, we will continue our deep dive into success. We'll be back.
Not just radio, man, Ari Jam Radio,
Aeromark Shipping is your direct connection to Jamaica. They specialize in shipping full container loads with personal effects, cars, trucks, buses, and heavy construction equipment or commercial cargo to Kingston and Montego Bay. Weekly sailings with the fastest transit time in the industry. Receiving vehicles Monday through Friday in Brooklyn from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call 973-690-5363. 973-690-5363. Aeromark Shipping's direct connect to Jamaica, straight like an arrow.
Have you filed your taxes yet? Call Horizon City Advisors LLC, 718-954-6619. File your taxes now for as low as $99. $99. Did you hear I said? 718-954-6619. Call them now. Horizon City Advisors LLC, 718-954-6619. Call them today.
No leftovers. Words to live by, but it's also the name of the fastest rising Jamaican restaurant in Newark, Connecticut. You can't forget the name, No Leftovers, on 182 Connecticut Ave. They cater and they deliver. Call them at 203-354-4333. No Leftovers for your quick Caribbean fix in Newark, Connecticut. Here's just some of the very positive reviews. I'm not an expert on jerk chicken by any stretch, but this was delicious, tasty, and at a great value. No leftovers. The jerk chicken makes you say, my God, that's delicious. Oxtail absolutely perfect. I could eat their rice and peas slathered in jerk sauce and gravy every day for the rest of my life. No leftovers. On 182 Connecticut Ave. Call them at 203-354-4333. No leftovers.
Jamaica Smooth CBD-infused gummies and capsules are a great way to combat anxiety and sleep disorders. On top of tasting amazing, our island-inspired gummies and CBD capsules allow you to get the exact dosage of CBD without having to guess. Simply take them as you would daily vitamins and let the CBD work its way to help soothe and relax you. I'm Joe, your CBD expert. Order now at jamaicasmooth.com or call us
1-833-766-6845. That's 1-833-SMOOTH-5.
Are you planning a move to the sunny state of Florida? Well, now is the time. The interest rates are now at record lows. Call Dollavera Henry today, 561-336-1336. Or visit us at homewithhenry.com, 561-336-1336. Stop procrastinating and call now. Bankruptcies or low credit scores are welcomed. He will get the entire process going for you. 561-336-1336. Dollavera Henry is a licensed realtor serving the entire state of Florida at the Signature International Real Estate Company. He is dedicated to providing you with first-class services. Call now and let's get the home ownership conversation going. Why just visit when you can live it?
Now serving at window number 33.
Ditch long lines and hassle with Express DMV services at Aerogen Insurance Brokerage Services at 224-05 Linden Boulevard in Cambria Heights, Queens. Aerogen provides vehicle registration, driver's license renewal, 6-hour defensive driving course, and other DMV transactions. Telephone 347-475-8724, 347-475-8724, or 929-460-8059. That's 929-460-8059. Aerogen Insurance Brokerage Services, keeping you on the move.
This is Irie Jam.
93.5, the People's Program.
It may only be another minute. 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 So me a pull it. Man, I'm growing up place, so I never get no respect. No. Never get no good education, can't get no big check. No. From a man, I'm grew up, everybody want me know in a distress. Yeah. And it's so easy, fear you get a big test or addicted and a victim. And enough man fold it out, cause them couldn't hold it out. And enough man sold it out, cause them couldn't go without. And in pursuit of riches, enough man take the girly road. But that a fit them thing, that is not what my story about. This a for those who persevere and who see through the tears. And in the grand scheme of everything, them still the year. And although we no millionaire, feel like a millionaire, we still a celebrate. To put me hand in the air and say I am a success story. Yeah, success, a success story. I am a success story. Yeah, success, a success story. I am a success story, yeah, success, a success story. I am a success story, yeah, success, a success story. Oh yeah, the journey where we step in life, yeah. Coming from the place where we reside, yeah. Make it past 25, yeah. So me have to celebrate my life, yeah. Me not feel have a million in my pocket, cause all me really need a life in me bone. Enough man me see ga cook it out and crack it. Enough of them ga end up with a bullet in a dome. That's why me stay easy and breezy, no drama. Anything that goes around comes around karma. Everybody have them time, journeys just around the corner. From my young gun, put up your hand and say I am a success story, yeah. Success, a success story. I am a success story, yeah. Success, a success story. I am a success story, yeah. Success, a success story. I am a success story, yeah. Success, a success story, yeah. It may only be another minute. 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 Pull it. I am a success story, yeah. Success, a success story. I am a success story.
Welcome back to Chasing Purpose. Before the break, we discussed that life gives you cues. Seeds will be dropped for you as you learn or want to learn about your purpose. If you are just joining us, welcome to Chasing Purpose here on IRIJAM Radio. I am your chief purposor and purposeful guide, Cynthia Shea. Kamala, you are so engaging. Let's continue our discussion.
Yes.
How important is setting intentions on one's journey?
If we don't have it, I feel like we're not going to get. We might go far, but we might not make a lot of progress. So we may be doing a lot of things for a long time, but not really be hitting, you know, where we really want to go.
Right.
So I feel like intentions are like they're like the engine, not only the engine, but also like the radar system
that guides us.
Along
the journey. So we're talking about pursuing aspiration. This is one of our pillars here. What aspirations are you pursuing personally and professionally?
So I just decided to be brave and decided to put experience and coaching skills and therapy skills together and create a 90-day love journey for women. And there was a lot of negative self-talk about it, but I decided to do it, and I did it. And we are now 2 weeks in with 5 women, and I'm really grateful. So I'm looking to...
What could be, not to cut you, what could be the negative talk around love?
So on some level, there is a thinking in some people's minds that if you're not married, then you have no authority to talk about love or relationships. Yeah. And even though nobody's ever said that to me, it's in my head because of things, right? So I had to just work through that and decide, well, listen, I'm not teaching somebody how to land a man or land a husband. I'm teaching us how to become the best versions of ourselves and therefore be better in love spaces. So I was like, okay, put that negative talk to rest. And then, of course, selling anything or promoting anything, it can be very anxiety-provoking. Like, will people buy? Who am I to be doing this? Other people do it better, all kind of things. So I did that. I started writing a book. And the book
talking about aspirations.
Listen, the book, I printed the book cover and framed it to give me motivation to finish the book.
Absolutely.
And the book not finished yet, but I'm working on it, so that's one aspiration.
And you'll get there.
I will. Thank you for affirming that. What else am I working on? So personally, I'm working on consistency with self-care. So especially in the pandemic scene, I realized that I was being a big hypocrite, to be honest, because I was telling all my clients, you know, there are more clients now because people are having all types of reactions to the pandemic. I was telling my clients, oh, practice your journaling and your mindful meditation. I mean, I don't know, right? Or not doing it as consistently as I should. But around about halfway last year, my system was like, girl, you need to do some stuff. So I had to get into it, and I started exercising more, you know, doing more mindful meditations, practicing just connecting with self, all that good stuff. And practicing disconnecting more too. I've realized something too, Sin, that for me, there was such an anxiety that came from the accessibility or the assumption that I should always be available, and I was buying into it. So I was constantly checking my phone, and then I have clients sometimes who have my number. So you have to set some boundaries, like this is work time and this is don't even look over your time, right? This is my time. So the pandemic has taught me, like, as a matter of survival and being able to thrive, to be able to have clear pockets, like this is time to just do nothing. Fight the urge to feel like you're being worthless or you're being lazy. It's time to do nothing. And so I have been really trying to be consistent on that.
Consistency, boundaries, intentions. Writing it down, guys. I'm telling. Okay. Having survived breast cancer, what was the inner narrative that kept you going?
I felt like purpose. It all came back to purpose, that I have things to do. And it was like a sense of unpleasant obligation. It was like, these are things that, you know, I get to help other people with. So that kept me going. Throughout the journeys, like the breast cancer journey, treatment journey, I was busy, probably too busy. I was running a business, a bridal business at the time. Yeah. And all of those things kept me motivated because there's something to be said about feeling like you're the sick girl. So it was important for me to keep busy, and I just kept on reminding myself that, well, I'm not dead yet. And truth be told, I mean, many people die from many other things other than what I was diagnosed with. So I was just like, just live. Just live until you're dead, right? Just live. And keep living intentionally. So that kept me going. And just wanting to see what would happen if I just didn't give up. And I'm still in that inner narrative. Like, what if you don't feel like you can never break through that ceiling? What if you keep on telling yourself that there's more and give yourself permission to ask for more and receive more? What if? Like, what's behind that?
What if? What if? And you touched on this, but how do you push through some of your worst times?
First of all, as a therapist, I tend to go into the psychoanalysis of myself.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, you know, what exactly is going on here? So talk it through with friends, journaling, just alone time, because I'm an introvert. So alone time to process what's really going on here. And then I go back to faith many times, pray, ask God, like, am I supposed to be stretched here? Have I gone off the journey? Sometimes just sleep it out, right? Sometimes some negative coping skills in there for me, right?
Listen, that's reality.
It's reality.
Okay? It's reality.
Sometimes you scroll until your finger tired. You just want to just
rabbit
distract
hole,
yourself.
let me tell you.
It's real, really real. And more often, recently, which I'm grateful for, more actual positive self-care practices. So go for a walk. Even when I feel like crap, just get moving. Once you get moving, oftentimes, something starts happening up here, so too. You know?
True. Man, it gives you a mental clarity. I mean, this week for me was just one of those weeks where I was just like, no. Every time I have an alarm set at 5 a.m. I turned it off every time.
Yes.
I was supposed to get up and get downstairs, do my devotion, go outside. I did none of that. And I felt so down on myself. But I was like, you know what? This is a part of the journey. It's okay.
Absolutely.
It is okay to just not do anything.
And the truth is saying that oftentimes we are our own worst critics. So we have to, like, self-compassion has been huge for me as a practice, but also helping people to realize that that's something that we need to give ourselves. And I was doing an interview and I said self-compassion, and the host said to me, you mean feel sorry for yourself? And I said, no. Two vastly different things. But that tells you how much we're not used to it.
Self-compassion. Let's look that up. And let's see how we can apply that self-compassion. Because you want to be, I know I'm always trying to be compassionate to others, forgiving of others. But when it comes on to myself, it's lost there.
Like whatever you get you to stick it. In many of my wellness check-ins with like corporate entities and teams, I asked this particular question, like, over the last 2 weeks, how well have you done on like a scale of 0 to 5? How well have you done with like exercising, drinking water? But the one that gets people thinking the most is when I say, how well have you done in being nice to others? And how well have you done with being nice to yourself? And oftentimes the ratings are like miles apart. Like I give people everything and me take the what left. And we're conditioned to believe that that's really being generous. And that's being kind, but it's not.
When in essence you're emptying your cup and not refilling.
And oftentimes it's because we are so hungry and thirsty for validation. I want you to think I'm
Can you
nice.
say that a little bit louder, please? Because, hungry and thirsty for validation.
Yeah. I want you to think I'm nice. I want you to like me. I want you to love me. So I'm going to just give you my tribe, my kidney, everything.
And then
I'll just survive on whatever is left. Yeah. That's a part of the work of living intentionally, of realizing it, being honest enough to call it what it is, without shame and judgment. Just say, so I have that.
Yeah.
I need to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys. All right. What does success mean to you?
Success means, that's a hard one. Success means pursuing relentlessly what I know I was put here to do. Because I feel like we can succeed at many things and we can have different metrics of success.
Yes.
But I feel like it has to be in relation to what is for you.
What the purpose is.
Yeah. Pretty much what is your blueprint? What were you called to do? And what is aligned to the purpose again. So that's what it looks like for me. I am very intentional about living on purpose and also for profit.
Yeah.
Because,
because we need things and want it, and we like nice things.
Exactly. So for me, that's like my two guiding principles. When I'm asked to do things or show up for engagements, especially more so now, with my schedule and with the pandemic and wanting to focus on self-care, purpose, like the big one, but also I want to live well, and I believe that many of us don't give ourselves permission to even say that out loud. So success for me is being able to be good to myself, be aligned with my purpose, and be good to others.
Do you have a success game plan?
Something like that. Something like that. I feel like I'm working one out now. How do I put it in a framework? So recently I've been thinking a lot about the mindset behind success. And so for me, I'm doing a lot of the excavation work. So if it is that I want something or I'm on a journey to something, I'm constantly asking myself, why do you want it? What's your big why? Because many of us have some whys that are kind of not so good. What is my big why? Do I want to serve or do I want to be seen? That question boxed me in my face a couple of months ago.
Do I want to serve?
Or do I want to be seen?
That's a word, y'all. That's a question.
So
a lot of y'all
those
need to answer.
Yes.
Okay.
For those of us who feel like we're helpers.
Yeah.
Do we want to just be on the TV?
Yes.
Or do we really want to make an impact? So that hit me, boxed me. I was planning a program and a little bit of people come and I felt embarrassed, I felt shame, and I felt like there's no point in it. And then something just clicked and said, why did you want to do it in the first place? Because the 5 people or the 10 people who come, they're getting so much from this. So
and those are the people that you would want.
Right fit people, as my sister would say.
Right fit, I like that. And that's the same thing with the journey that I'm on. I started this in September. And it was never about the dollar. It was never about making any money. I ain't making any money doing this, but I love to help. I love to guide. So as you say, the right people, if it's one somebody,
you help.
If it is one person,
it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Absolutely.
It was worth it.
I feel like especially with our social media culture, we kind of get stuck on the numbers.
Yes.
How many likes?
Yes.
How many followers?
Yes.
We're measuring everything by numbers.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to quality, commitment, and purpose to get it.
And the right people will come.
Absolutely.
The numbers will rise.
The money will come.
And the money will come.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, that is success. That mindset. That mindset. What is the biggest factor that has helped you out to be successful so far in your journey?
I'm gonna ask me some hard questions. The biggest factor I would say is daring to believe. So I guess it's faith.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah.
Daring to believe that I can. Daring to believe that why not me? Daring to believe that there is a bigger purpose. And big here doesn't mean it have to be global.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody knows you. It just means bigger than what I was thinking yesterday. Like why not a little bit more? So I think it's that giving myself that permission, having the audacity to actually dream big,
Yeah.
And looking back, I'm realizing now that I've had some very audacious thoughts. I'm going to apologize for them.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. The audacity.
The audacity.
I love that.
Yeah.
The audacity to dream big.
And bigger each
and
time,
bigger.
too. Yeah.
Major keys, guys. What are your success habits?
So most recently, I'm proud to say that I have been doing more of what they call the miracle mornings. There's this I think there's a book called Miracle Mornings.
Okay.
It's pretty much about starting your day intentionally.
Okay.
So I feel good. I feel like I won a Grammy, right? Just by the fact that I can say this on a space like this, that I have been doing it more consistently.
Right.
Not every day, but more consistent. I wake up in the mornings between 6 and 6:30 most mornings. Sometimes 7-ish, but most time between 6 and 6:30. I exercise. I get my body moving in some way. And I try to focus on the fact that it's not about how your body looks necessarily. For me, it's like giving myself the gift of movement, because I get the clarity from it, and it's actually shocking to me that it's so powerful. So exercise, having something healthy to eat, and some kind of meditation and journaling, and then definitely riding the wave of the clarity to create, to do the hard stuff like sending emails and the stuff that we don't want to do. Yeah. So that's been a big part of the recipe. Self-care is a huge piece for me too, Sin, and it's like crucial right now. And I have become better at saying thank you, but no. And that is saving me from a lot of things that I don't really want to do, and that eat out the time for doing my big picture stuff.
Yes. I think a lot of us, I know I struggle with that, with saying no, because, I don't want to let anybody down.
And especially, I feel like women of color and women in general, unfortunately, we're taught that to be nice, first of all, we ought to be nice. And secondly, being nice means saying, yes, everybody has access. You never disappoint. And if that happens, we are going to die. I don't mean physically.
Right. But not realizing that every time you say yes, one, you're draining yourself, your energy, and you could have applied to this timing that you would have said yes to put this energy into something that was more important.
Absolutely.
To you.
Yeah. And it comes back to the radar system. Like we can go wide for years. We're spread over so many different areas. We're showing up here, we're doing this, I am this, I'm that, I'm everything. But then we don't get very far or we don't get very deep because we're not focused. And I mean, I've had to tell myself that not everything is for me, and that's okay. Not everybody is for me. Coming back to the love story, not everybody is for me, that's okay. I am not for everybody either, and I'm not for every space. And
that's okay.
All of it is okay.
And that is okay.
Yeah.
I recently posted a message that said, it's okay to release who or what no longer serves you. And, I got so much messages behind that, but it's
I came
who
across
or what?
one.
There are people that just no longer serve you.
Absolutely.
And it's okay to let them go.
I came across one that's very snappy, similar, same messaging, but says something like, stop holding on to length over health. And that goes for hair as well as for relationships. Okay. And I love it. I'm here for it.
Okay. Yes.
And you, come on, girl. You're just like...
Okay. No, it's true. It's true for us to continue on this road of our purpose. Because that's the bullseye there, right? Is to getting to that purpose and making sure that we're actualizing that purpose.
Absolutely.
We have to be intentional about what we give our energies to, right?
And who deserves it?
Who deserves it?
The part they hard,
Oh my goodness.
Because sometimes we like the people, but they don't deserve. Yeah. So we have to stop mistaking, people being attracted to us, going back to love, versus people who deserve. You know what I mean? Not everybody who likes you is good for you. So this is like the adulting, which is not fun. But to get to the success that we're talking about, these are some of the things that we would do well to start holding on to and practicing.
How do you measure or evaluate success?
So it's not even about how good I feel, because sometimes we feel good about things that are not appropriate. But again, it like my whole
which is okay.
Yeah. For me, it goes back to can't escape the purpose part.
No.
You know what I mean? So Are you moving in this direction? Are you being true to yourself? That's a big one for me too. That's huge, and that's become a lot bigger for me
Authenticity,
recently.
being authentic, for
Am
sure.
I shrinking? Am I hiding? And if so, I'm not. That's not it.
Yeah.
I need to get off that and get back onto the path. So authenticity, and being authentic to my purpose too. And also being good to others, but always with the whole grain of salt of balancing that with
that boundary.
I am a person too.
Yeah. Yes.
So being good to other people is only half of it.
Yeah.
I am
Be
person.
good to ourselves, to myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be
Yes.
good to myself.
What mistakes have you made along the way?
Selling out. Selling out in terms of living through other people's eyes.
Yes.
So a quick story for you. Going back to the breast cancer journey. My mom loves me dearly.
I'm sure.
I am the one egg, and she pours everything into me.
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed, my mom understood it. Intellectually, say your daughter has been told that she has this condition. But I think what really was the signal to her that, wow, was when I lost my hair due to chemo. And in Jamaica, we have this thing about bald-head woman. Like, it's not many of us have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I feel like for her...
I think bald's sexy, but okay.
You rock it. I feel like for her, seeing the bald head was like, my daughter really has cancer. And she couldn't deal. That wasn't her favorite thing to see.
Okay.
In response to my mother's discomfort, I almost always in the home had something on my head, a scarf, something, because I wanted to protect her from seeing that.
Understood.
Now, in as much as it comes from a good place, that needs to be managed because this is the reality. It is what it is. I don't have no ear right now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going through it.
Yeah.
And at some point, it was hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in a summer, the heat have pelt you. You don't have nothing on your scalp.
Yeah.
And so that simple kind of a embryo is like a huge lesson for me in other parts of my life. Am I constricting, shrinking, not being my full self because of other people's discomfort? So that's been one of the things I have done because of how we grow up. It comes from so many childhood stuff. So that's one thing I have done. Another one thing I would say is just not giving myself the gift of consistency. Like I wish I started being more on it from earlier in my life.
Yes. Yeah. That is my biggest, I think one of my biggest mistakes is not being consistent with myself.
Yeah.
With myself physically, emotionally, spiritually too, all of that. And I wish
financially.
Yeah, financially.
Okay.
That's
a whole other show.
I mean, but on the flip side of that, while yes, I believe me not being consistent back then were mistakes. I'm also of the belief that God has guided me right along, and I was right where I was supposed to be at the time because we needed the lessons to bring us
to come to that.
To where we are.
Yeah, I came across this quote that says, "I never lose. I either win or I learn." So I kind of hold on to that. It's comforting.
That's true.
And I try to do the actual work of taking the lessons and doing something with them.
Yeah.
And something that has kind of flipped my whole consistency story too is the fact that consistency is a form of discipline, and discipline is a form of self-love.
Yes.
So if I look at it from a place of, I'm giving myself the gift of exercise as opposed to me have to do it, or I'm lazy, or I'm worthless. But I'm giving myself the gift of reading because I want to grow my mind, as opposed to, Lord God, 10 more pages to go.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes. It's a great outlook.
Perspective.
Yeah. When did you consider yourself a success?
You never asked me if. When?
That's the power of positivity.
Yes. Okay. So when I considered myself a success, I feel like last year, interestingly, very recently, I was like, Kamala, I think you're doing well. Yeah. And I gave myself the permission to say that. Yeah. Because we always have this destination addiction. When I get the next piece, when I reach the other milestone. I gave myself last year permission to say, girl, you're going with some things. And I like you. Yeah. That's a part of success for me.
I like you.
Yeah.
I like you.
I forgot that part.
A lot of people don't like what's looking back at them in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I like you. That's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
And I was able to look at all my stuff, not just the pretty stuff, but all of it, and still say I like you. Yeah. And the fact that I was choosing to keep showing up for myself. I was like that. I think that is success too. Like, even if
Showing
I
up for
don't hit it,
yourself is success.
tenacity.
Absolutely.
You're going to see me again. We're going to call you back.
Look here
I'm
now.
going to send you one next email.
Yeah, okay.
Until it happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys. Oh my gosh. What is the best advice you can give someone starting out?
Believe in yourself and don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, we will win if we don't
Consistent.
quit.
Yeah.
Just don't quit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean doggedly staying at something that's not working, because sometimes we need to pivot. Because I pivoted a couple times in my journey. But it means, when I said don't give up, I mean don't give up on you and on the big vision that you have. Like, you're worth it. Just keep going.
You are worth it.
You are worth
Keep
it.
going. Yes. Okay, we've come to the section where we're going to do our epic intentions. As you guys know, Stacey Hines, thank you so much. She gifted us with epic intention cards.
She's my sister
and,
too.
Oh,
I'm
she
so
is.
proud of
See,
her.
look at that. Well, listen, Jamaica, smile enough. So I'm going to ask you to pull. I'll pull for you. You pull for me.
Okay.
Should we shuffle?
Yes.
Yes. So go ahead. You.
Okay. I'm going to pick from somewhere. That's okay?
Okay. Yes.
See where the spirit leads me.
Yes.
That's for you. And then you pick for me.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. You go first.
Whoa, she's hot. Okay. So it says, I celebrate my body. Bag of things. I elevate my mind-body focus and pay attention to my health so that I bring the best version of my physical being to my daily experience. I like it.
Yes. Okay. And yours. Look at that. Is this a lotus?
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
And my name means lotus.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. This is good. All right. I am centered and balanced. I find moments each day to bring my mind, body, and soul back to the center of my being with the intention of creating balance and harmony.
Look at that. We're winning.
We're winning.
We're winning.
We're winning. Oh, gosh. Today was brilliant. Today was brilliant. Tonight, this evening. Where can our audience find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at White Lotus Blooms. By email, whitelotusbloomsja@gmail.com. And website, whitelotusblooms.com.
Kamala, it has been an absolute pleasure. This conversation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been
I feel
breathtaking.
fuller
Yeah.
and not depleted
Yeah.
having sat with you. So thank you too.
Yes, because people can do that, you know. When you sit with them and exchange energies, they can deplete you. So I thank you for pouring into me.
And I feel fuller, so thank you too.
Yeah. My dad reminded me the other day that when building a house, you have to have a firm foundation. That is the very first step towards success, that foundation. Once that foundation is set and solid, it will be the little things that ensure your success. It will be the little things that contribute to your success, your faith, your loved ones, knowing you are worthy. Choosing to be happy, to be kind, to show love, to sow seeds others will reap from. Success begins in the heart and penetrates the soul. It is within ourselves that we find the blueprint for our success. I leave you with this quote. I am responsible for every result in my life. If I want different results, I have to change my thoughts and actions. Remember, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we use when creating them. Thank you. Have a great night.
Today, March 8th, signifies International Women's Day, a global celebration of the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women in the world. The day also marks a call to action for accelerating women's equality. Today, we celebrate a few women who have made significant impact in the Caribbean and the world. Nanny of the Maroons. Nanny was a leader of the Maroons at the beginning of the 18th century. She was known by both the Maroons and British settlers as an outstanding military leader who became, in her lifetime and after, a symbol of unity and strength for her people during times of crisis. In 1982, the Right Excellent Nanny of the Maroons was conferred the Order of the National Hero. Gladys Mae West, born in 1930, West is an American mathematician known for her contributions to the mathematical modeling of the shape of the Earth. Her phenomenal works include the development of the satellite geodesy models that were eventually incorporated into the Global Positioning Systems, GPS. In 2018, West was inducted in United States Air Force Hall of Fame. Gladys Mae West was selected by the BBC as part of their 100 Women of 2018. Kamala Harris, born October 20th, 1964. Kamala is the 49th Vice President of the United States in the Democratic administration of President Joe Biden. Vice President Kamala is the first woman and the first African American to hold the post. In 2013, Times named Harris one of the 100 most influential people in the world. This year, International Women's Day was held under the theme Choose to Challenge, with the idea that a challenged world is an alert world, and individually, we're all responsible for our own thoughts and actions all day, every day. So let's all choose to challenge. Happy International Women's Day.
Hey, give thanks for life. Give thanks for life. Oh, chimney, chimney. Today my rise like the sunrise, my bright and my upright. No one can broke my vibes. I may not care who I fight, I know I criticize. I'm on the higher heights. So you can say what you want to and do what you want to. It's no concern to me. Because I have my own vision, me dip on my own mission to rule my destiny. Oh, it's my day to do anything I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want to. It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all mine, my day, my time, my life. I beg you, easy now, give me some reason now, and don't invade my space. I'm in a different place, different phase, moving on my way. So if you feel like a champion, then nothing can go wrong. This one is your song. Hey, put away your troubles, put away your worries, help me sing along. Oh, it's my day to do anything I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want to. It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all mine, my day, my time.